A street paper is a publication sold on the street by people experiencing homelessness and poverty. There are more than 100 street papers around the world sold by people just like you in more than 35 countries and 25 languages. Together, we belong to the international network of street papers.
Street papers are community, and they've got this whole web of relationships that are built around them. And when you put all of those vendors together, you get this huge web of human connection. I think of each newspaper as being like a stone thrown on a pond. And there are these ripples that come out of where it hits the water, and those ripples go out and they intersect with other ripples, and you don't know what that's going to cause. It's people connecting to people over the medium of this newspaper that is the product.
Getting the community together to know what's going on within the community.
We're able to build relationships, friendships, and a lot of things come about from just being out here.
And the readers, they love the paper because it helps people all over the world. It's getting bigger because of you, and you, and you, and people who buy this paper. It's getting bigger every year.
I work downtown, and I meet wonderful people every day that sell street papers and that connect with me, and I know that they're doing meaningful work, and I've grown to care about them and know them. It is such a great paper, and it's interesting. In our office downtown, we often point out articles to one another, and sometimes the vendors will point out if they have a piece or if they know someone that has a piece in the paper, and that's really meaningful to me. It's a fabulous publication. I feel like I have had the chance through the vendor relationships that I have to get to know people that I wouldn't have gotten to know otherwise, to hear about their struggles, and also to see them in the same place every day, day after day, regardless of the weather, when it's raining, when it's cold. They are out there with their paper for me, making sure that I know about their community, and it just creates such a strong bond and strong connection.
It's something to really be proud of, because folks that may not be connected can end up being some of the folks you have the greatest relationships with.
It gives a voice to the low income and homeless. It's helped me with my self-esteem. I've met a lot of cool people here. I just been blessed.
When I think of street papers, I think of every vendor being a hub of community connection that is capable of changing a city and capable of changing the world.
I'm a felon, a repeated felon, and I have 16 years in recovery.
A lot of jobs don't let you deal with your mental health challenges like I have. This job does.
When I was in recovery and I kept losing those jobs, I was tempted selling this street paper. I'd make enough money.
But I have a 14-year-old son, and it helps me spoil him for his birthday and his Christmases.
This paper is growing, and I'm a part of it. I'm so glad to be a part of it.
At the end of the day, it's pretty big.
The people that comes into your life, when you out here selling this paper, the people can come into your life, can change it totally.
It's a lot of change that street papers create.
It don't take a whole lot of people either. It just take one person consistently, and your life has changed.
Consistency, consistency, consistency. It's all about being there on a regular basis and connecting with the community that comes through that place. Sometimes they have to see you a dozen times, sometimes they have to see you 100 times before that kind of wall of resistance comes down. It's all about being consistent, and it's about being friendly, and it's about smiling and making eye contact and just greeting people as people. They want to read the paper because it's got a reputation of being a great news newspaper, and if they've read it, they know that.
Speaking to people, engaging, not just standing holding the paper.
I mean, they know the paper, they just got to get to know you.
You have to engage. If you engage in them, then they're more likely to buy the paper.
Don't give up. You're going to get a lot of no, no, no's, and then all of a sudden you get the yes, yes, yes.
You may get a no here, and the next person behind you is willing to get a paper or two.
Try to keep a positive mentality. That energy can kind of translate to the customers and other folks who may or may not be as familiar with what a street paper is.
You got to know the paper, and you have to stay put, and you have to be on task, and you have to be really, really courteous all day to all the people.
I built what I call a clientele. It's not a quick, rich thing. It takes about a month for people to know that you're out there and you're serious.
Engage with your people. If you don't engage, then you're gonna not make a lot of money.
If you're out there all the time, they'll get to know you and eventually bless you quite a bit.
Try to stay consistent first and foremost.
You have to give this paper time. So good vendors stay the course at least 6 to 8 hours.
Keep smiling. Have a goal in mind and a purpose when you come out here to sell the paper.
They read the paper. I read the paper a little bit here and there. And a good vendor makes sure that he knows about the paper.
It takes time to build a clientele.
Be as nice as you possibly can to customers. Try to have a smile.
You know, even if people don't smile, you make it your business to get that smile, all right?
Whenever selling a street paper, always try to hold yourself to the highest standard that you possibly can. In the case that a vendor wants to smoke tobacco, we advise them to take a break so that way they're not really, puffing on a cigarette and selling at the same time. One bad thing would be remembered and held up more than 10 good things.
Even the no's, you have to kind of say, hey, well, have a nice day, because they may come back. Bad vendor, they would probably leave their spot, work an hour or two and leave.
So when you're out here selling this paper, a lot of people have problems and stuff, and you got to be ready for that. You got to be ready. So if I think they're my brothers and sisters, then I'm ready.
Don't ask for money. Make a good impression of yourself, who you are.
This is how you get customers. You only have 5 seconds. Talk to these people, get them to stop.
Let them know that you're out here trying to earn a living.
We just ask that everybody keep the peace and just try not to hate when you're selling a street paper or you're in the space where street papers are being sold.
I think of street papers as being sort of the subversive expression of the commodity relationship that change how the vendor sees themselves in the world and sees how and changes how the community sees homeless folks. Street papers are humanizing. That they are sold as an even exchange is legitimating.
It opens doors to the stigma that people have about each other. The value is letting people know about other vendors, what they're going through, what they've gone through, their story.
And I've had my customers come in and check on me when I'm not here. Oh, we didn't see you last week. Or they'll call me. Are you okay? Oh my gosh, thank you. Actually, I really don't call them customers. I call them friends because they've been a support to me.
They support me. They keep an eye on me. I have my own job now, and this is not a begging situation.
When people are out there selling a street paper, people don't see them as a panhandler. They don't necessarily even see them as a homeless person. They see them as an entrepreneur who is out there doing something to help themselves, and they see them as having something of value that they want. That kind of puts people on an even playing field where they're meeting each other as equals. And over time, you make a whole lot of friends just by being there and being yourself.
Thank you. I would like you guys all to be welcome to the Street Paper family. We're awesome and you're awesome.